Hello YouTube! I found out that the theme for Loot Crate this month is Animate, and I'm pretty pumped about this. I have no idea what's going to be in the box, and I'm really excited to get it. But I thought that as we all wait for our crates to get here, that I'd make a video just talking about different animated series and cartoons and, you know, what that means to me. Because I'm a huge fan of cartoons, and sometimes I get crap from that because there's still a lot of dummies out there who think that cartoons are just for kids, and they're so wrong. It's just a different medium. It's just a different method of storytelling. Especially if you're a fan of anime, you know that those run the gamut for audience demographics that they're targeting with these shows. And there's a lot of cartoons on TV that don't get enough credit for how good they are and what they're trying to do, and they get written off just because they're animated, and that really gets my gourd. So I'm going to tell you about some of my favorite animated series, and then you can tell me about yours down in the comments, and it'll all be awesome and wonderful. So I'm going to go in reverse order of when I discovered these shows. So at the top of the list, the most recent animated show that I've been really into is Gravity Falls. This show is so great. I just love it. It's about this brother and sister, and they go to spend the summer with their weird uncle who runs this mystery shack. They have all sorts of, you know, sort of rip-off magical stuff that they sell. But the brother and sister, Dipper and Mabel, they start finding all this like actual weird mysterious stuff happening in this town, and there's all these secrets that they're uncovering, and the writing is just so good. Dipper is such a good, like, you know, moderately unwavering hero. He has his moments as he's growing and learning too. It's definitely sort of a coming of age story with these siblings. But Mabel is just crazy. She's sort of like Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony, and like she's just totally her own person and so weird but so confident about it, and I love just like the crazy clothes she wears, and she's just so fun. So this show's great. I super enjoy the writing and the story, and it's one of my faves. The next one is Adventure Time. This one is obviously huge on the internet right now. It's sort of, I feel like randomness is a really popular device that is being used in shows right now. There's a lot of shows out there that try to use this element, but it's really easy to do it wrong. And Adventure Time is an example of people who are doing it right. It's so strangely random, but so good, and the random stuff just comes back around to mean something, and even if it doesn't, it like still served a purpose, and the characters are so dynamic and interesting and funny, and I like every time I watch one of these episodes I'm just like cracking up. I just absolutely adore this show, and it's totally deserving of all the hype that it's getting. Next up is My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I don't have to probably tell you why this show is so popular because the brony movement speaks for itself, but this show is just so strangely better than it deserves to be. You know, like 80s cartoons in general are cutesy and, you know, yay, friendship and doing good, and they're for little girls. But this show, just, they took that and they totally turned it on its head and made these super well fleshed out characters, and they're so like really good role models for girls, and they have flaws and they have weaknesses and they have strengths, and the storylines are so interesting for something that really was targeted toward little girls, and I'm just so happy that the creators of the show aren't talking down to children. They're giving them something that's, you know, really, really worth watching, and that's going to teach them like really valuable lessons, and, you know, in a way that's still entertaining to us who are, you know, in our 20s and still watching it. So I love this show, and I'm never going to stop watching it. Next up is SpongeBob SquarePants. This show is one that I started watching in middle school, and I love it just as much now as I did then. It's just so funny, and it's such a reliable show. You know, I'll be scrolling through the TV bored, and I'll see SpongeBob, and I'll sit down and I'll watch an episode, and it's still just as funny as it was back when I was 13. It's such a bizarre world, but you just accept everything at face value. And then the characters are great. Like, yeah, they have a squirrel friend that lives in a dome underground, and Squidward doesn't move away even though he hates them, and I just love it. It's just like they take these like sort of adult themes, like, you know, the like working a dead-end job and like living by neighbors that you don't like, and they make them really relatable to kids in a way that's super interesting, and I feel like SpongeBob actually prepared me for life a little bit more than I ever realized when I was watching it. Last on the list is Rugrats. Rugrats will always get a place on my top 5 list of favorite animated shows. That was my absolute favorite show growing up as a kid, and I still watch it sometimes. It's on Netflix, and so sometimes I catch myself watching episodes, and it's funny because when you're little and you're watching Rugrats, you know, you're interested in what the babies are doing, you love their adventures, and like there's parents in it too, but like whatever. But when you watch it when you're older, you start to realize that those things that the parents are doing are so much more relatable. Like, it's like when you were a kid, you didn't even notice that plot line. It was just this thing happening in the background. But now there's, like, going back, there's definitely 2 parallel plot lines going on in every episode. One with the babies and one with the adults. And, like, there's just so much more depth to the show. I totally understand why my dad liked watching the show with me as a kid, because there's a lot in it for grown-ups too, which is so great. I love when cartoons appreciate that and give you a show that, like, parents and kids can watch together. It's just so awesome. This wouldn't be a full list of my favorite cartoons if I didn't put in an honorable mention for Rocko's Modern Life, Our Real Monsters, the Cartoon Network greats of that certain time period where they were doing Dexter's Lab and Powerpuff Girls. Those shows were wonderful. And I guess I also have to throw in Doug, because I watched it at the same time as Rugrats, and I didn't like it quite as much as Rugrats, but I still loved it. Oh, and Hey Arnold. Man, there's just too many great shows. There's so many great shows out there, and I want to mention them all. And also I have like a million favorite animes, but I've got a Sublime list about that. So if you want to know what anime I like, just go check out that. I'll put that in the box below as well if you're interested. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite cartoons are and were, which ones you're watching now and which ones really shaped you as a kid. And if you're interested in getting the Loot Crate box for the month that's Animate, that will be full of who knows what, but all sorts of really cool goodies from various animated TV shows, you can go sign up using the link below. And if you use the discount code italktosnakes, you can get $3 off of your subscription price. That's a special discount that you get just for watching my videos. Thanks guys, this was a fun little chat. Let me know if you want me to do other fun little chats, you know, casual ones, not quite main channel caliber videos, but just fun little turn on the camera and talk type stuff on this channel. I'm still always trying to figure out what exactly I'm doing with this channel, but everything seems to go over pretty well. So let me know if you like this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time I make a video on this channel. Bye guys!